Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How y'all doing today? It's your boy Mike D, aka DDE80, aka 13 Wonder of the World, aka Mike Deezy. I'm gonna change it up and say Mike Deezy, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to the Point Plays family. Shout out to the Point Plays players, as well as shout out to everybody in the world. Good afternoon to y'all on this Monday. Happy Monday to you people. Thank you for listening to the Point of View. Shout out to my little homeboy MBZ. That's my little homeboy right there, my little buddy. Shout out to him. Um, man, the weekend was full of a lot of things, man. I want to talk about mostly sports and wrestling, man. I'm not going to cover the AEW pay-per-view, but I will say the winners. Congratulations to MJF for retaining the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles by itself. Congratulations to Eddie Kingston for winning. Chris Statlander for holding on to her title. A lot of great matches. Bryan Danielson beat somebody and won his match. But that's not the talk of the topic, ladies and gentlemen. We've been talking about this for the last couple of months and the last couple of weeks. But ladies and gentlemen, AEW has just made the needle move a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I am telling you, with the addition of Adam Copeland, aka WWE Hall of Famer Edge, is now AEW. Everybody knew that this was going to happen. I told everybody the last match he had with Sheamus, he came out as a winner in his top 25 years of being in WWE and also winning in Toronto. Edge has now boosted AEW up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to tell you. And if I see what he's going to start off with, he's going to be starting off either going against Christian for the TNT title, or he's going to be going and teaming up with Sting and Darby against Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage. That is going to be how Edge starts off. But Edge just built AEW to a new heights. I'm telling you. Jericho, Daniel Bryan, which is Bryan Danielson, Paul White, Big Show, and all these boys that left WWE, Claudio, all these boys that left WWE, they made AEW as a second tier company. Edge went from the top to the middle, but Edge is going to bring the middle up in the rankings. I'm telling you, the ratings for AEW is going to go off the meat rack now because of one thing. WWE does not come on Wednesday nights, first of all, so they're going to be good in the ratings. Second of all, when you bring a name like Edge, Adam Copeland, to your company, the rankings are going to go high. Just like when CM Punk debuted in AEW and Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan. This is big for AEW. I'm glad to see it happen. If Edge can stay healthy, which I guarantee you that AEW does not have him out there wrestling every week, I think they're going to save Edge for special occasions. Because like they do Sting, like they do Bryan Danielson, they're going to do the same thing to Edge. Edge is not going to be wrestling every week. But if Edge just shows up and do a story or an interview or something like that, people are going to want to hear what Adam Cole Edge has to say. And then he comes out to, on this day, I see clearly, because I thought they were going to change up his music. But Edge comes out to the same music he's been coming out for the last 18 years. On this day, I see clearly. As I'm outside enjoying the weather, I'm still talking to you about a lot of things. I'm gonna get off of AEW and go to another topic. My teams. The New England Patriots and the Michigan State Spartans both got their butts kicked this past weekend. Mac Jones was so terrible, ladies and gentlemen, to where they benched him. They were up 28-3 at halftime on us. Mac Jones had a strip sack that went into a touchdown. He threw an interception that went into a touchdown. He threw another interception. He was not on par. And I told you guys yesterday, I said, in order for him to compete with Dallas, he had to have the best game of his life. Mac Jones played terrible yesterday, man. There's two things that Mac Jones need to realize. Number one, he's not Tom Brady. Tom Brady would have never gotten beaten like that. He may have lost to Dallas, but he wouldn't have lost like that. You understand what I'm saying? Second of all, he has got to learn that he got people on his team. He does not need to be putting his receivers in ways where they get pitched or get picked. Wow. And he was benched. I think you go with Zappy. I think Zappy should be your number one quarterback, just to try him out and see what happens. Let Mac Jones sit back for a while and realize, because Zappy is more competitive than Mac Jones at times. And I'm just telling you this. The Patriots, and it's not Bill Belichick's system yet. Bill O'Brien is there along with Belichick. I don't know what else we could do, guys. I know the season is still ahead of us. We still have a chance. We probably can make a wild card or whatever. And we have another tough game this week because we got to go from Jerry World back to Foxborough, if I'm not mistaken, and play the New Orleans Saints, who also lost yesterday. Derek Carr shouldn't even went back out there and played yesterday. He should have took another week off and then played. And against us, Michigan State did no better because Michigan State was playing a great game, a great defensive game, and they lost it in the end to Iowa. Mel Tucker's distractions are one of the reasons why they can't win. And I'm just telling you what I see from my Spartans. I was not happy with my Patriots or with my Spartans yesterday. I was not happy with now one of them, either team. Then I was not happy with the Louisiana teams because LSU lost, Northwestern State got beat again, and the Saints lost as well. Come on, guys. Come on. We got to do better, man. And I'm not going to sit up here and waste a whole podcast talking about this, man, because what I think can happen next week will be better. But the Patriots need the victory more than the Saints, in my book, because now Baker Mayfield is now leading the division. I had said that the Saints should win this division by a landslide. It's not happening. The Houston Texans are looking like a playoff team so far. CJ got those boys right. CJ's doing what he needs to do to get these boys right. Joe Burrow is floundering. I don't know if he's still injured or what, but he's floundering right now. Kansas City got spooked last night by the Jets because the Jets came out ready to beat them. Patrick Mahomes also was getting sacked and also getting hit and throwing interceptions. Zach Wilson is proving to everybody just for this week that he's ready to be a quarterback back in the NFL. And if you don't believe it, look at how he played last night. They didn't win the game, but he competed. And that's all I can say. Russell Wilson beat, Justin Fields. And I told you all that the game was more important for him. Because if he would have lost that game, he would have been benched. There's no doubt about it. There are going to be some questions that Sean Payton was going to have to explain to the whole city of Denver because him and Prime both lost. Prime came back and played hard. But if he would have lost, he would have had to explain that. I appreciate what Prime and them did. They came back and they hung in with USC. USC was beating them, but they came back and competed. Notre Dame had a great game against Duke. The run game was stopped at somewhat, but in the end, the run game was what helped them win the game. You know, Alabama once again winning. Wow, that's nothing new. You know, Clemson beat Syracuse. You know, Kentucky is undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Florida lost the game yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, Sunday. I have to look back over that. But there were some great games in college football. James Madison wins again. You guys better look out for James Madison, man. They got a little team there that could do some things, man. Shout out to James Madison, man. People need to realize what's going on in college football. It was a great weekend of twists and turns. Tonight, Monday Night Football comes on tonight. The Cleveland Browns lost to, the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar's trying to get his team back before he can get all his players back healthy so they can make some real noise. Josh Allen, like I said before, cooled the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are they're good enough to beat anybody else, but they cannot beat the Bills like that. The Bills put 48 on them, and they only scored 20. When they put 70 on Denver, and they had 20. See what I'm saying? Sometimes God don't like ugly, huh? But with that being said, though, I think the Bills are still the number one team to beat in the AFC East, because I'm telling you, man, I don't like those guys in my division, but I'm telling you, the Bills are going to be one of the teams to beat. NXT was great. Like I said, shout out to Trick Williams for winning the NXT North America title from Baby Mysterio, Dominic. Some great matches. Carmelo loses his NXT title to Dragunov, but I don't know where they're going to go with it. I think that it's going to end up being Melo versus Trick, and I think Trick is going to be the one that sends Melo packing to the main roster. I don't think that it's going to be him just riding off in the sunset. No, he's going to end up getting sent to the main roster. It's time for Braun Breaker as well to go to the main roster, because he does not do. He's losing now, and he's losing to a guy like Corbin. Corbin usually does not win. Corbin is one of those guys that builds up the talent. But for them to let Corbin beat Braun Breaker Saturday, yeah, it's time for Breaker to make the main roster debut. Like I said, Edge are part of the AEW roster, man. That's a big move. You lose Jay Cargill to WWE, and now you gain one of the greatest wrestlers in WWE history in Edge, man. A 11-time WWE champion. Wow. Edge could, like I was telling people, Edge did everything he could in WWE. He's a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. He's the first ever Money in the Bank winner. He's won the Elimination Chamber. He's one of the inventors of the TLC with the Hardys and the Dudleys and Christian. Edge did everything he could do in WWE. Now he's going to AEW, which I think he's probably going to be there for 3 years. But I do think this is what's going to happen. They're not going to have Edge out there every week. And I go back on that because I just wanted to let people know that this is a real, if you didn't watch it, Wrestle Dream last night, the ending of the show is when Edge came out. And I'm quite sure it's all over YouTube now because everybody's been telling me about it. Edge wrestles for AEW. Also, the WNBA Finals. I told you guys that it was going to be Stewie versus Asia. I still think that Asia and them will beat them. I think it will be a real 5-game series. I don't think it's going to be over in 3 and all that garbage there. This series is going to go 5 because Stewie has beaten Asia in the regular season. They had the Commissioner Cup tournament thing, and Asia and them won. So I think that Asia, along with, Jackie and Kelsey, can beat them, but it's going to be hard to stop. Who's going to stop Sabrina? Just as well as Sabrina is a deadly shooter, Kelsey Plum is also a deadly three-point shooter. So that kind of divides them out with each other, cancel each other out. But the big matchup is going to be Stewie versus Asia. And you're going to see Thomas and Jones. I mean, not Thomas, excuse me. Jackie Young going to do her, Kelsey's going to also do her thing. Jackie Young and them, Kelsey's going to do her thing. You got a lot of girls on this team that can make something happen. But in order for whoever wins, listen to me closely. The third man, which is the X factor, is going to be the winner of the championship. Asia's going to do her thing. Stewie's going to do her thing. Jones is going to do her thing. Kelsey's going to do her thing. Sabrina's going to do her thing. Sabrina may be the X factor as well as Kelsey. Or Jackie Gunn. As well as Jackie Young, excuse me. I'm just telling you, from my point of view, I think the Aces will win in 5 because I think they have the home court advantage because they had the best record. But this is going to be an interesting series. Somebody's going to end up with their head held down because they're going to be second place. And it's going to be interesting to see. And believe it or not, Asia has a chip on her shoulder because she's upset about being ranked 3rd or 4th in the MVP ranking, and they gave it to Stewie. Don't think that's not in the back of Asia's mind, folks, because it is. It's in her mind. It's in her mind because she's thinking about it. Also, Major League Baseball, playoff wild card starts tomorrow. I will be looking at that, and I will give you my picks on those tomorrow as it starts. Man, Monday Night Raw is gonna be hitting tonight. What's gonna happen with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso? Drew McIntyre, heel turn still coming. You know what I'm saying? What's next for Gunther and Tommaso Ciampa, which I think that will be a match tonight. But I don't think that Tommaso Ciampa is going to win that title tonight. I think they're going to wait to a pay-per-view and if Ciampa does beat Gunther, it's going to be at a pay-per-view. It's not going to be on television. It's not going to happen on television. I think that the Judgment Day are going to have a tag team title match at the pay-per-view. More on Seth and Shinsuke. That's also going to take place tonight. The moving parts are coming for WWE Monday Night Raw. They've got to counteract what happened last night with Edge. You know what I'm saying? And it was relevant because they took Edge out of the opening credits. He's now with the competition. He works for TNT and TBS now. Edge is a TBS worker for the first time in 20-something years, 30 years. He's a TBS worker. TNT. Just like the man called Sting. It's going to be good to see Sting and Edge team up if it happens. I'm just saying. Or they compete against each other. I'm just saying. Do I think Edge could fit the bill as the TNT champion? Yes, I do. But I don't think you want to put him in that environment yet. They could do it, but who knows what Tony Khan. I'm quite sure he has big plans for Edge as well as the Young Bucks and Jericho, because those are the figureheads of the business of that company. Monday Night Football comes on tonight. I hope you enjoy the game. I'm disappointed about the U.S. golf team did not win.
their tournament, which is disgraceful, disgusting to me, because they got all the potential on the team to make it happen, and they didn't. Wow. Are you kidding me? Basketball preseason is about to start. Me and my boy Bobby Reezy will be back on to do a semi-cast about who do we think has the odds to win the championship. That's going to happen. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your day. Enjoy your Monday. Have a good night. See you guys tomorrow. God bless.